Alright, Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rakakadash, Davana to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters that's out there. On to the Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. It's going to be a quick show through the spirit of Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua. And, this particular brother, I'll call him that for now. Sometimes he get good contact, sometimes he give good creative things. He speaks his mind and so forth. So he popped up because I've been, obviously the subject matter of Kyrie Irving, it's tricky for a lot of these jakes. But there's a lot he's gonna say, but it's something that needs to be said, and you could tell Jake is all fucked up. So I'm gonna let him speak a little bit, and I'm gonna bring out some scriptures because there's a lot to this. Boy, I'm just gonna try to make it short as possible.
We have a war going on and no generals.
That in itself, right there. Stop. I gotta stop it right there. He said, he said, we got a war going on and there's no generals. That's what this guy said, right? I mean, these guys, man. I'm not mad at him, per se. Alright? I'm not mad at him. Because this thing of ours is a lot deeper. It's deeper in the sense of blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are leaderless. And they know that. They're fully aware that they're leaderless. But the leaders that they look towards, that's the trick. And everything that's being presented to you as something to look upon as a leader, as somebody to look forward to, as somebody to get you out of poverty, because a lot of you guys look into these guys to get you out of poverty, or to motivate you to get riches. This is just the cover. A lot of you just jealous. There's a lot of things that you guys look for, but you look for in the wrong way. Matter of fact, I'll get this first, real quick. 1 Samuel 16. This might be a longer subject. I think it's 16 and 4. Ooh, I can start at 16 and 4. I'm gonna jump down. Slacking, I'll just get excited. 1 Samuel 16 and 4. And Samuel did that which the Lord spake, and came to Bethlehem, and the elders of the town trembled at his coming, and said, Comest thou peaceable? So who was Samuel? And why were the elders of Israel in this particular town was so afraid of? Right? And he says, verse 5, and he said, peaceable. So they asked him, why is he there for? And they asked him, why is he there for? Because the the occupation that Samuel attends, or that he's in, it's rough, it's raw, it's get your feelings hurt. See, in the ancient world, the prophets corrected people in their steps. The prophets were the correctors, because they will come in the name of the Lord and they will correct whoever's in leadership. It doesn't matter if you're a king or a priest or anything. They will correct you because they was given authority to do that. This is what I'm getting at. All right? So people today, they don't want to look at the rough guys. The people is going to tell them straight up. They'd rather go to the fluffy guys. Oh, all I did was work hard in the gym, put countless hours, and this is how I am so great. But you not knowing, they had a daddy that was in that particular sport or in that particular form of entertainment, and they worked them. Yeah, they worked them, and that's how they got great. But you start from nothing, thinking that you're gonna get to that position because this such and such did it, so you can do it. And you probably are greater than him, but since you don't have the right connections, you can't get there. But as I digress, it says, and he said peaceably, I come to sacrifice unto the Lord, sanctify yourselves, and come with me to sacrifice, and sanctify Jesse and his sons, and call them to sacrifice. And it said, it came to pass when they were come, that he looked on Eobed, and said, surely the Lord's anointed is before him. So who's this Eobed? He's one of Jesse's sons. So he's like, oh, this is the guy. Obviously, the Lord sent me to this particular man because he looks the part. But the Lord said, so the Lord said unto Samuel, look not unto his countenance or in the height of his stature, because I refuse him. For the Lord saith not as man seeth. For the Lord seeth as not man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. So ultimately, when Israel was given a king, the king was Saul. Saul looked the part. All right, he looked like what a king is supposed to look like, but he wasn't the king that the Lord wanted. So another son of Jesse came up, and the Lord was like, look, don't look at him from his outward appearance, all right, but it's really what's within. So why did I bring this subject up for? Because all you niggas, and I do mean niggas, all you niggas look for a particular type of individual because they look the part. They look the part, but you don't know who the hell they are. All right? You don't know who the hell. So at the end of the day, when they disappoint you in what you wanted, you then turn on them and look for their faults. This is why 2/3 of the nation of Israel are going to be put to death. This alone. All right, let me get this real quick before I let this guy speak on. James 2:3, I believe. Matter of fact, James 2:1. My brethren, have you not faith of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, the Lord of glory, with respect of persons? For if they come unto you, or shall come unto your assembly, a man with gold earring and a goodly apparel, and they come in also a poor man in vile raiment, and you have respect to him that weareth the gay clothing, which gay doesn't mean the way that the terminology they use today. It's just talking about a goodly apparel. All right, so he looks the part, he dresses nice, he looks rich. This is why you niggas are always lost, man. You're always going to be lost because you're looking for your leadership in the wrong way. All right? It says, and say unto him, sit thou here in a good place, and say to the poor, stand thou there, and sit here under my footstool. Are you not then partially in yourselves? And are you become judges of evil thoughts? Hearken, my beloved brethren, have not the Most High chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, heirs of the kingdom which ye have promised to them that love him? So that in itself shows you the class of person that you must follow. All right, this is why the Lord said, let me see if I get it real quick. I'm going to get that too. Because, Jake, you set yourself up, bro. That's why it's funny. You said you gotta set yourself up. I mean, Matthew's 19:24. He said, "Again I say unto you, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle." It's not talking about actual needle. All right. The eye is where you put the thread in. It's not talking about that. It's talking about there was in the ancient world they had a special gate for the camels to go in. So the camel, as large as the camel is and mighty as it looked, it had to humble itself to go down and scoop into the small gate. All right. And that's very difficult for a camel with its height and standing so strong and tall. All right. And that's why you guys fail to understand. You're looking, once again, you're looking for your leadership in the wrong places. It says, then for a rich man to enter the kingdom of the Most High. And I watched Pastor Tahar's video, which normally we just curse out these rich people. But he said it, and when he said it's true, sometimes you think about it, can't get mad at these people. Kyrie do more than any of these other Sambo ass niggas. Shaq, Charles Barkley, Stephen A. Smith, and all these other. These niggas is there to tear you down and keep the agenda going. And whenever the devil tells them, listen, this is why I pay you for, they can talk however they want. And these are house niggas that's keeping other house niggas in check. And also keeping you field niggas who thinking you're free, thinking you're better, who follow these guys. That's keeping you in check as well. See, this is how the devil works, and y'all don't even see it. All right? So let me go back to let this guy, it is what it is.
Oh my goodness. Just so we're on the same page, I want to make no mistake that what is happening to Kyrie Irving right now is a public buck breaking. All right? That is currently what is happening. Because if you haven't heard, Irving has since cowered, right? Irving said Toby.
Toby. My name is Toby.
Now, wasn't a verbal apology, it was an Instagram apology. It was an apology on Instagram. Now, as we all know, that's not going to be good enough. And as I told you guys, it's not going to be good enough. And sure enough, it's not good enough, all right?
And I got to admit, he did say that. I'm not going to lie to the man. He did say that. Because he obviously, for this first time, because I got introduced to the guy when he was giving movie reviews. And he was more, what they call onto the right side of things and that political stuff. But he kind of switched over. He's growing up, so to speak. He's starting to see things for what it is. All right. And he did say that. Because he said that in a previous video that what he did was enough. He just left it open for them. All right. Which is all great advice. But there's something that these guys fail to understand. They're playing a game with your emotions because all these people that they're putting up, propping up, and seemingly rebelling against them, they work for the same people more than you think. All right? They all made that oath. So you looking leadership in the wrong places.
They come out and said, hey, this isn't good enough. Actions speak louder than words. Listen to me. This man came out and apologized. Now, I want you to understand what he apologized for was posting a link to a film on Amazon. Amazon, no smoke. We come to find out they're trying to do a deal with Amazon. Then we come to find out as far as the president of Amazon, well, the president of Amazon's a Jedi. So I find...
Yeah, that's another thing proving that this is all a game. All right? This is all a game to them. And I did the show. This is all a game to them. And all they're doing is passing more laws, more stricter laws, more draconian laws that you can't speak nothing against them. That's why they use their own agents, these boule ass niggas, All right, I'm not knocking Kyrie. I'm just in general. You had your Nick Cannons. You had who else? Yeah, a couple other niggas. I can't remember. And they all came against, and then all of a sudden they about face, because at the end of the day they sold out. So for them to turn about face is easier, because at the end of the day they still gonna get rich and still gonna have a line of credit and keep their stuff. While you poor people are arguing about these things, you're gonna get shit out of this. All right.
That very interesting. They making deals behind behind curtains, and you wondering, why am I getting the smoke when it was their product? I didn't do anything except post a link. Oh, okay, they're working with them behind closed doors. I didn't know about that. Just so we're clear, they are now talking about, after this temporary suspension, they want him to meet with Jewish leaders, okay? With Jewish leaders before he gets to play for the Nets again. Bruh. Now, you can say whatever you want. If you don't think this is a buck breaking, this is very much a buck breaking. Now you said, Toby, okay, that's not good enough, fam. That's not good enough. I don't know what he thought by putting out that post, but I could have told you, hey, that wasn't going to be good enough. They want to hear it from your voice. They want to hear it from your mouth.
You want me to kiss your... That's right, apologize.
That little post, that's not going to do anything. Just like when he kept saying, I take full responsibility. I told you, I was like, yo, that's just going to buy you some time. They're going to keep knocking on that door because they need to make an example. They want, as far as set the tone that, hey, what you did was unacceptable. And if anyone does anything remotely similar to what you did, they're going to suffer the same consequence. That's what...
That is what you people are afraid of. See, this is where the real meets the fake. All right? This is why the Howard Shai said about the rich man. Because when you read previously up in Matthew's, the 19th chapter, there was an actual rich man that came up to the Lord. And he asked him, he said, good master, I did everything that the commandment said, this, that, this. And the Lord said, all right, just give up all your riches and then follow me. He couldn't do it. So you asking something from people that it's not a part of them. And you looking towards their riches as of some sort of success. Might I add, whose faces are on dollar bills? None of our faces are on dollar bills. So we're using other people's money and we're propping ourselves up thinking that we're better than each other with other people's money. We'll have our faces on it. We don't have nothing on it. All right. So you get upset because they get what they bought for it. And these niggas are bought. You know what I'm saying? You get what you pay for. That's what they're saying, right? You go to the store, you order for something, and it's like, look, I don't have this particular thing, but I have this. And like, you know what? I'll buy it. You buy it, you're dissatisfied because one, you didn't want what you got, and two, then you realize like, well, this is what I get what I pay for. Well, this is what they get when they pay for it. They want to play these games so they can pass these laws. So they bought all these Tobys, these Sambos, right? And whenever they want to, they could abuse them. They could publicly humiliate them. They could butt break them in front of everybody. And at the end of the day, they could forgive them and just pat them in their back and let them move on, or give them more major deals, or completely destroy them. That's the game, man. That's the game. All right. But there's men on earth who doesn't play that game. Okay, I'm gonna let him play on.
That's what they were trying to do. And best believe we're going to hear it from Irving. Best believe we're going to hear Irving say, I'm sorry, I apologize, I blah, blah, blah. That's what they're aiming for.
Toby. Your name is...
Oh, she got tricks in the
damn thing was gonna pop up. It's goddamn commercials.
Toby.
On top of that, when it came to his 500K that he gave to the ADL, ADL said, no, we're not going to accept it. That's what they said. Imagine how bad you have to be to turn away 500K. You said, well, hey, we're not.
That's a fucking drop in a bucket to these people. That don't mean shit. See, that's another thing you, Jake, failed to realize what this is all about. Matter of fact, let me give my favorite scripture. I'm gonna let them, that sometimes you get to a point in your career. It's like, look, man, you don't know what's really going on, no matter how you slice it. Man, was it 22 or was it 20? I can't remember. I believe it's 28. Maybe no, not 20. Slovakia. Sirach. One of my favorite chapters. I just can't remember now. It's all right. Sirach. Let's see. Yep. 19. Slovakia. Sirach 19 and I'll start at 24. He that have small understanding and fear the Most High is better than one that have much wisdom and transgress the law of the Most High. So those of us that have small understanding and have belief in the Lord and fear the Lord is we better than anybody else. See, all these people, doctor's degrees and so forth, all these accolades, all right? They wise in this world. They know how to get around the things of this world, but they can't follow the laws of the Most High. They're gonna die. So there is an acquisition, subtlety, and the same is unjust. There's one that turneth aside to make judgment appear, and there is a wise man that justify in judgment. There is a wicked man that hangeth down his head sadly, but inwardly he is full of deceit. And this is the characters that we're dealing with. All right. Oh, they're the victims. Oh, anti this, anti that. Oh, the Holocaust. Oh, they cry. They got films. They got everything. All right. They hang their head down. Now all of a sudden, oh yeah, we blacks and Jews, we have a lot in common, and it's all a game. It's all a game. He's casting down his countenance and making as if he had heard not, where he is not known, and he's not known to you Jakes. All right, now y'all starting to know who he is. Now you starting to know. He said, he will do thee a mischief before thou be aware. So all these little contracts these guys sign and trying to prosper to be facing the billboards, that'll make you a superstar and this, that. Yeah, I wasn't fully aware of this true intent. And if for the want of power he hindering from sinning, yet when he findeth opportunity, he will do evil. So it's all about power. All right? That's all it's about. Bending the knee. Like this guy, I think he said in another video. It's all about bending the knee. It's all about kissing the ring. It's all about the other thing. I dare not speak. It's about the power over men. All right? Ultimately, he wants he wants your soul. And these are some of the things, these are some of the acts that he's doing. What we're seeing is what they're doing in closed doors. See, that's the spirit of the Lord, man. Got me thinking of that scripture. All right? What they did in closed doors is now coming out in light. Because now we're in a time of exposure. And the Lord is exposing these devils for who they are. They don't want no apology. They don't want no apology. They want to break their will. All right, they gave you all that money. They want to break you in half. They don't give you no money. They want to break you in half. All right. These guys are easy. These are the easy ones to them because they already got them. They want to rise up the common folks so they could think they do something, so they could break them in half. Okay? I'm going to let this go on.
We're not going to accept it. We're going to need some action. We appreciate you trying to donate the 500K, but that's not good enough, fam. That's not good enough. We need a pound of flesh. And that's what they're going for. A pound of flesh. I'm hearing a lot of people talking about, well, we need to get Irving's back. Listen, I'm sorry. You can go on your own on that one. I don't have Irving's back. How am I supposed to have someone's back who doesn't have the back of themselves?
See, and there it is. There it is. There it is. All right. Does he have the rights to feel this way? Yes, he has. Absolutely. I'm not knocking him. But that's the sentiment of all Jake today. They look at a particular person and said, I want to follow this guy. But when the shit hits the fan, oh my goodness. Oh, forget about that guy. He's weak. He's this, he's that. All right. That's what it is. Real quick, Jeremiah. I was thinking about the scriptures. That's why I'm bringing it out. 50:8. No, I'm sorry. Jeremiah 50:6. It says, "My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray." Who are the shepherds? The shepherd starts with the false prophets and all these other people that you look up to as leaders. All right? They guide you astray. See, because when you see the action of the Kyries, the Nick Cannons, and so forth, I ain't knocking Kyrie. Kyrie, he just spoke his mind. But the Nick Cannon, that was like, yo, you indulging in a place where you have no idea. And what did they do? They broke him easily. All right. And what did that do? That was a ripple effect to all the other Jakes out there. Like, this is what you got to do. And this is why IUIC, IUCPK, and all these other fraudulent leaders, this is what makes them horrible leaders and the worst of the worst. Because they're supposed to stand on something far greater than themselves, yet they took the bag to teach the nonsense that they're teaching. So this when it hits the fan, man, all you Jakes, all you blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're gonna get the rudest awakening. All right. It says, "Have caused them to go astray. They have turned them." So you've been turned. All right. They have turned them away. Let me look this up. I don't know why it just bothered me. That's Shawab, to return, turn back. So instead of you guys moving forward, oh, we're free and this, that, and third, this is how you have to succeed, they turn you back. Al Sharpton was part of that. Martin Luther King, all these people that you look up to turned you back to what? Same thing he was just saying. All right. They want to break you. So they turned you back onto mountains, which mountains in the scriptures represent what? Governments. So one government philosophy, another government, Democrats, Republicans, whatever. We're going to get you, the Republicans, they don't care about the poor. Then the Democrats, they just want to keep you in welfare, which is true. All these things is true. But all these different angles, all these different ways have gotten you nowhere. It says they have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. And you have no idea who you are, where you're going. All right? Because you was led by these foolish people. Isaiah 3:12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths. So when a man actually starts standing up and telling you, like, look, You are far greater people than you think you are. That you are the sons, like Hosea 1:10. What do they? Who did they bring out? The Sambos. You got your Charles Barkley. You got your because it was really Charles Barkley that said a lot of dumb shit. Shaquille O'Neal and all that. Yeah, Stephen A. Smith. Well, blacks, we black people, we have a terrible history, and for us, it's still somebody else's identity, and all this. What the hell you think they're doing? They're destroying your path. They want to keep you in darkness. All right, because what? You looked on these guys for their leadership. Okay, and since they told you these things, you follow them wherever they go. It says the Lord standeth up to plead and stand up to judge the people. The Lord will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people and the princes thereof. For you have eaten up the vineyard and spoiled the spoil of the poor is in your houses. Oh, that's a spirit. No, actually, what mean ye that ye beat my people to pieces and grind their faces of the poor, save the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai of hosts. So they grind up. This is them grinding. This is how they. Oh, you guys think you got something special? Well, this is what we did to your leader. All right. This is what you do to your leader. Jeremiah 3:16. Sorry. Jeremiah 3. I don't know why I can't. I had it. It's alright. I'll find it. There it is. Jeremiah 3:15. 3:14. Turn, O black sliding children, save the Lord, for I am married unto you. So the Most High is married unto us, meaning what? He had made that contract. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're the true biblical Israelites. Alright? The reason why slavery keeps popping up, keeps surfacing, because someone didn't forget. While they try to knock your ass to sleep and make you forget these things, keeps bringing back in the surface because the Most High has not forgotten you. All right? He has not forgotten us. Okay? We are his people. And all these, he's using the Kanye's and the Kyrie's and all these other people, on the people that you admire so much, and seeing how they bending the knee before the enemy. All right, he's showing you these things, but you're not taking heed. Still not taking heed. And the best part about it all, the best thing, you have people in the corners been telling you, but you don't really hear them because they don't look the part to you. All right, it says, for I am married unto you, I will take you one of a city, two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion, which is talking about the elect. All right, the elect amongst us. Lord, one part of that elect that's been chosen out of my family. All right, and a lot of brothers and sisters is out there. It says, and I will give you pastors according to my heart, which will feed you with knowledge and understanding. So you have men that's out there that's feeding you. All right, this is like what the Lord told Peter. He told him 3 times to feed my sheep, to feed my lambs. All right, then he said to go make soup kitchens. No, how do you feed the people? You feed them with the truth. All right, you feed them with the truth, and you don't back down. Okay, all these guys are bending the knee because they was not meant to do it, to be out there. They took it upon themselves. Isaiah 30:20. It says, though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and water of affliction, yet shall thy teachers yet shall not thy teachers be removed in the corner anymore, but that I shall see thy teachers. So you will see your leaders. You will see the people that's supposed to lead you in the right direction. They've always been there. All right, starting from the apostles on down. Matter of fact, from Abba Bivens, one Westerns. All right, from Abba Bivens, King Marshall, Elder Yaikwab, High Priest Arya, Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rakar, Apostle Ramlap, on down. Been out in the highways and byways where you could see them clearly. All right, because the Lord was commanded us to go on the highways and byways to give you hope, to give you show mercy. All right, men that's not going to back down or bend the knee, who's going to hold their integrity. That's why, matter of fact, I have to get this scripture. That was longer than I thought, but I kind of figured that was going to happen. Wisdom of Solomon. (5:1). It says, "Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him." And who has afflicted us? We all know who has afflicted us. The so-called white man. All right? But he's not by himself. There's an international, all right, agreement, or actually it is international. All the nations came together, Psalms 83, to come against us. Psalms the 2nd chapter, to come against us. And there's only a few men on earth that's bold enough to go out and tell them to their face what they did unto us. And there's no backing down. Matter of fact, what scripture I'm thinking about? It's really a classic goodie. Proverbs, I think it's 28. Proverbs 28:1. It says, "The wicked flee when no man pursue, but the righteous are bold as a lion." So, was Kyrie bold as a lion? No. Kanye bold as a lion? No. Was Nick Cannon bold as a lion? No. All right. Al Sharpton. Hey, Louis Farrakhan. They love so much. Was he bold as a lion? No. Because it wasn't meant for them to be that way. And people fail to understand this thing of ours. The average man can't do. You have to be called. You have to be born to do this. All right? To lose everything in the name of the Spirit of the Lord. Jeremiah 1:5. It says, "Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou comest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, ordained thee a prophet unto the nations." This is what the Lord told us in Jeremiah. All right, so when you look up the word ordained, it says Nathan, to give, to put, set, to give, to bestow, grant, permit. So brothers got permission slips. All right, was granted to go out there and speak in the name of the Lord. So a scribe employed who was called into this. All right, Matthew the 23rd chapter tells you. Is it 23rd chapter? No, the 20th chapter. Sorry, about the good man finding laborers. All right, it said consecrate, meaning what? Holy, dedicated, pay wages. Going back to that parable, sell, exchange, lend, commit, and trust. So we was in trust for this. We was in trust to go out there and speak this word. All right, give over, deliver up, yield, produce. So what we do, constantly putting videos, we're producing. All right, it's 2:15 in the morning, Friday night. The majority of people out there are partying and bullshit. I'm just one of many that's doing something, right? Producing it at any time when it's called. It says occasion, produce, recruit, requite, to report, mentioning of what? The Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the gospel, the true word, You blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are the biblical Israelites from the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. All right. It says to stretch out, extend, to put, to set, put on. And once you find out who you are, then you put on. That's why you think even Kyrie, he did not learn 100% truth. Just a little bit. Look how he's obsessed with it. All right, because he's starting to put on. All right, he's starting to put on his identity. And what are they doing? They're tearing him apart. Okay, they're tearing him apart. And they have agents, they have all these other people, and then he's a leader of many, right? That's what they say. So if they tear down your so-called leader, what are you going to do? You're going to fall apart. The scripture says, smite the shepherd and the sheep shall flee. So that's what they're intending to do, because they gave you these fabricated leaders. They gave you these fabricated leaders to look upon, and then when they break them, since you look up to these guys, you are broken. But not the men of the Lord. They can never be broken. All right, lose, win. Matter of fact, we go back to this real quick. And it says, I'm gonna jump down. It says, verse 11. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Jeremiah. No, I'm sorry. Let me go down more. It says, okay, Jeremiah 1 and 18. For behold, I have made thee this day, Jeremiah's sole purpose, this day, a defense city. So what is a defense city? A city where you could dwell in, and no matter what happens, the enemy cannot come through. This is this word, man. This is why the Kyries and the Kanyes and all, they try to act like they came up with their own stuff. If they say, look, we learned from these guys or that guy or whatever, through the Spirit of the Lord, and make mention of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, you think they could fuck with that guy? All right, because the prophets are made as a defense city. It says, an iron pillar, brazen walls against the whole land, against the kings of Judah, against the princes thereof, against the priests thereof, against the people of the land. So wait a minute, who? I know I jumped what I wanted to get, but if somebody's made up to be that way, who can stop that person? All right? You're talking about a whole class system. He says, they shall fight against thee, but they shall not prevail against thee. For I am with thee, saith the Lord, to deliver thee. So nobody can come against the prophets of the Lord. Period. All right? Period. Hebrews 11 to the point. It says, Hebrews 11 right, 36. It's talking about the prophets. Matter of fact, 34. Hebrews 11:33. Who through faith subdued kingdoms, want the righteous, obtain promises, stop the mouths of lions, quench the violence of fire, escape the edge of the sword, out of the weakness were made strong, wax valiantly in the fight, turn the flight of the armies of aliens, women receive their dead, raised to life again, and others were tortured, yet accepting deliverance, that they may obtain better resurrection. These men died for this, died for the word of the Lord. And others had trials of cruel mockings and scourges, yea, moreover, of bonds and imprisonment. They were stoned, they were sown asunder, were tempted, were slain with the sword. They wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, tormented. And how many of you niggas could say you're willing to take the world on and stand on your ground, like this guy said, and all your riches are taken away from you? You're not willing to do that. And he proved that. What did these rich guys just prove? They're not willing to depart their ways with their riches. All right, they're not trying to be like Moses. Okay, but there's examples of that, and that's why you fail to understand. It says 38, of whom the world was not worthy. They wandered in the desert, in the mountains, and in dens and caves of the earth. So you are not worthy of the prophets. All right, you're not worthy of that greatness that the Lord put upon the earth. It says, and these all have obtained good report through faith and received not the promise. So everything that we did through the Spirit of the Lord, and not receive the promise, not receive anything yet, and yet still believe, the Lord loves us the most. So you think he's gonna allow these guys to really take the get the glory of his men? That's why these guys are bending the knee, because they're not real. They're not real. All right. And the Lord's gonna show the world his real men, and that's gonna set a tone. That's what the scripture says in Psalms 110:3. It says, "That people shall be willing of the day of thy power," because they're gonna need an example of people receiving power, not bending the knee, fighting against the oppressor. All right. And it says, the Most High having provide some better thing for us, that they without us should not be made perfect. So you can't be made perfect without the prophets. That's what the scripture says. Paul said it the best. He said that he believed that the Lord sent the prophets, the apostles last, as it was appointed unto death. Okay? As it was appointed unto death, to be a spectacle upon angels and men. So one way or another, all this is going to be turned back to the real men. The real deal. The real high value men. The real diamonds in the rough. All the terminology that you could use. Okay? That's what the Lord said, that his men should be like what? The golden wedge of Ophir. The finest gold. And that's what the Lord is doing to his men. He's purifying them as we speak. So when that time comes, the time of true darkness, they're going to stick out the most. So with that being said, I hope you guys edified. Shalom to the elected nation. Shalom.